I'm loving these cars. And believe me, I'm only using water, which is against what my stylist told me. I was told no need to use I had to have only one spray for the next 6 weeks because they are newly installed. But I felt so dry, so I've been using just water, and the cars are amazing. Let me know if you love them, and I'll hook you up with my stylist. I just love these sister looks. So, enough with that. Welcome to Chic's Travel, and today we are going to look on some information on what you require to travel to Tanzania from Kenya. So, are you a Kenyan? Because this information mostly entails for Kenyans traveling to Tanzania. So, if you are a foreigner in Kenya traveling to Tanzania, so this is not the information doesn't mostly suit you. So, guys, first things first. So the first thing when you watch of what you need to travel to the Jesus, I think I'm going to the US very soon. Not the US, guys, but to Tanzania. To Tanzania. My tongue is saying the US, or maybe I'm going to the US soon. So I've said number one requirement is these passports. This passport is East African Community Passport, and if you don't have it, you can just acquire a temporary passport for yourself. So like for our baby, we did a temporary passport, and that's what we used, a temporary passport. That's what you used. So to get the temporary permit or the temporary passport for a child, so if you're a parent and you want to go with your child that is under 18 years, you will require to have a temporary passport for them. And for them to have that, you have to provide their birth certificates, and then also you have to provide you have to attach a copy of a passport photo. You need to provide yours and for the babies, because they will have two sheets, one for the next of kin and the other one for the baby. Yeah, it was for us. Let me give you a short story. We only thought that we only require the birth certificate, so we went. At the border, we were told where is the passport for the baby. And so if you can acquire a passport for a baby, well and good. But we didn't have, and we required a temporary one. So if you find yourself in such a situation, don't worry. At the border, we have guys who do this job. They process for you the temporary passport as long as you have the required documents. That is, you have to have your national ID as a parent for you to process the temporary passport for your baby. So that is it. So that is about passports. And it is not much to acquire a temporary passport for the baby. And at the border, it's a bit expensive because we use like 500 Kenyan shillings. But if you are acquiring it locally or to a place, especially in Nairobi, it is not more than 300 Kenyan shillings if you want a temporary passport. Yes. So that is about the passports. And now the second thing you need, before I forget, you need to have a birth certificate accompanying the temporary passport for your kids. Then you also need a birth certificate which will identify them. For you, what you need is an ID, identification card, your national ID card, your Kenyan ID card. So apart from the passport, you also need the ID. Yeah, that is well and good. And so mostly maybe you are traveling in a group or just with your family and you have a vehicle, you will require to have a driving license. You have a driving license, then something else that you need is not a license but insurance. You require insurance of your car to buy an insurance for the other country, that is Tanzanian insurance. So yes, you already have Kenyan insurance for your car. Then whatever else you need is a temporary insurance for your car in Tanzania, and which costed us like 2,500 Kenyan shillings. So that is the second thing you need. Not that the second, the third. The first one is the passports. Secondly, we have the driving license, and then the insurance. Then we also need yellow fever card. You need to prove that you have been vaccinated. You have acquired the vaccination for yellow fever. So there are various hospitals in Kenya where you can get it. You can get it at Nairobi Hospital. You can get it at Nairobi Women's Hospital, Karen Hospital, Aga Khan Hospital, all these hospitals. But for us, we didn't do that. Good news, even at the border, you can get it. And I think we got it at 1,500 Kenyan shillings. And at that time, I was breastfeeding. Remember, my child was only 5 months old. So I was not vaccinated, but I paid for it and I was given a card. You are not vaccinated if you are breastfeeding. So if you are worried of what will the vaccine do to you because you are feeding or breastfeeding or such, and also the baby was not vaccinated too. So we got the cards, but for me, I was not vaccinated. So there's another vaccination that you need about COVID. At that time, we were traveling to Dar es Salaam, that is in Tanzania. We were not required to do a COVID test, but you were required to provide a proof that you have been vaccinated against COVID-19. And this we already had, so we only downloaded the forms from the website, and we provided these forms, and that was okay. You need a proof that you have been vaccinated against COVID-19. Then another thing is you need money. Money is another key issue because while traveling, of course, you will need money. And how much do you need? Like, for example, you need fuel. And fueling will depend with the type of car you have, because as you know, some cars will consume more than others. And so roughly you will require like between 20,000 Kenyan shillings at the minimum to 50,000 Kenyan shillings on the upper hand, and that is a road trip that you'll have, like, yeah, they're spending on fuel like for a week, that you are moving every day and you have moved from Kenya to Dar es Salaam. That is the amount the approximation of the amount we used on fuel from Dar es Salaam to Kenya, from Kenya to Dar es Salaam, and to other local places that we visited. I hope that is a tip. So something else that you need is your car needs to have air conditioner. You need to be able to regulate the temperature in your car, because let me tell you guys, if you're going to Dar es Salaam, especially in Dar is so hot. It is so hot than the Kenyan coast. My experience though, maybe the time I visited in 2021, in last year. 2021 April, it was so hot in Dar es Salaam. So I don't know if it is the season, it was the season, or it is usually hot like that. And all the way from Kenya to that place, it was hot. So, and I had a small baby, so there was a need to have cold environment in the car. That is another tip. Then don't forget your snacks, because you're gonna get hungry on the way, because mostly when you go, you don't know where to eat. You might think that at this place I'm gonna get food. When you get there, you only get something very basic that maybe it won't suit your needs. So it's good to have something in your car, especially when you don't know where you have a restaurant maybe there's no a restaurant around or near you, you don't know what you're going to have, you're just following the route, you have never been there before, it's always good to have snacks and water, enough snacks and water. Then you need to exchange money at the border. The money you have, you need to carry cash money when you are at the border, or before you cross the border. Make sure you withdraw your money. And then at the border, another thing, there are people who exchange. You can exchange your money into Tanzanian shillings. So there's no worry. You can change your money at the border, and you can use that money on your way to purchase anything that you need. So guys, another tip I want to give you is that driving limits in Tanzania are very serious. So if you're driving, make sure that when you see a driving limit is 50, don't drive even at 55 or even at 51 kilometers per hour, because there are cameras everywhere and they are hidden. You can see them. You are just going to be caught, and there are charges. You just have to pay fine there and then. Sorry, my baby just woke up and we were distracted. But guys, that is it. The driving in Tanzania is so serious, and the roads are not as wide as those in Kenya. So make sure when you are driving in Tanzania, you are careful of speed limits, because you're gonna finish your money, because before you get to your destination, if you are caught, you will not be taken to court, but you just have there are penalties. You just have to pay the penalty at that moment when the traffic police gets you. So guys, go watch our video on road trip to Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam is quite a nice place. So if you're planning to go on a road trip, plan for that one. It is good. It was such a good experience. So I will attach the clip up here somewhere. Make sure you click on it and watch the video to see how maybe you're gonna do some itinerary of how it can help you do an itinerary of planning your road trip to Dar es Salaam. So, and I thank you for being part of this family. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. Until next time, guys, keep traveling and have a good time. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Bye bye. Ciao.